Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. This is take 2. I've just finished making this video and I realised that it must have switched itself off and started again because it was longer than half an hour. So I've got to try to keep this around 25 minutes. So please excuse me if I'm going to be rushing, but I'll try not to. This is a custom order. It's an orange grunge journal and I really enjoyed making it. It was a bit challenging because I think you're under more pressure if it's a custom order. And as I didn't have that much orange, yes, but I really enjoyed it. When I finished it, I'm thinking, yep, I did it. It's good. It's a beautiful journal. The cover's made from a paper bag, which is padded, and the signature is sewn in. It's only one signature. And also I used tissue paper, and the tissue paper would have been about that colour, which is pretty bright. So I covered it with dressmaking pattern paper just to take that brightness away. I stitched right around, so it's a very sturdy cover. It has a detachable soft tie it's a beautiful soft green fabric, and it's got a little bulb pin just on here, and I've put on a couple of little pearls just there. Okay, so let's walk through it and see if I can get this done in 25 minutes. If I stop gas bagging, that would be great. So Irene, if you don't want to see it all, don't look at it. You can just have a peek and keep the rest as a surprise. This beautiful pearl dangle is from a very old lamb shade, and this was gifted to me about 3 years ago, and I still have a tiny little bit left, and yeah, I just thought that lent itself really nicely. So I've did a fair bit of collaging, and the request was a lot of ephemera pages, as there's not too much journaling happening in this journal. So that was, really hard for me to do because I don't use digitals, so I had to make the pages interesting. So I used a lot of the backing, the last backing of the napkin, the layer of the napkin that has the imprint on it. And that's what I used to cover some of the pages with, just to see a little bit of interest. Some stencil stamping throughout as well. Very nice, and I like that nice soft sort of grungy sort of look. The picture is a fabric picture, was gifted to me, and this is of a front cover of a music book, a very old music book, and yes, I've used the original because I don't do much photocopying. No use me having it, I like to share it. So this is very old paper. Used a piece of cloth here. I've got about 1/2 metre of cloth that has all the old vintage labels on it, so I was able to cut them out as I need them. A little bit of peachy, very pale peachy lace. This beautiful filigree circle was gifted to me by one of the ladies that came and responded to my SOS call on the Facebook page, Junk Journal Down Under, so thank you ladies. Popped on a beautiful old vintage button, and it's got like a rose on it. And there's another beautiful vintage button just there. It's got a beautiful flower pattern on it. Here I've used a couple of feathers in that era, that's what they used. And I'm calling this journal Yesterdays because it's got a lot of yesterday's pics in it. Another piece of fabric that I made, that I've got the tie from, so I just thought that was pretty cool. This gorgeous fabric, I can't remember who gifted this to me. I've had this for a while. Really, really earthy tones on there as well. So let's venture in. The cover has been stitched, of course. Inside I've used some upholstery fabric. And here's a scrappy little notepad, and I've made a little tab just here so you can pull it down, and it's got all the little really heavy coffee dyed papers in there. And then you just pop that back on there. I've popped on a little tassel just there, and lovely vintage button as well. And then on this side, just so that I can show you the tag, beautiful little vintage button here. And I used one of my skins and applique paper doily. And this is the back of the napkin, the last layer that you peel off that has the imprint on it. And I use that to journal on if you wish, Irene. And here I had a little fabric swatch, and it had a shoe on it. I thought, how cool was that? So as you can see, the paper I decoupage with that last layer of napkin. Let's see if I can zoom in that way. And you can only just make out the imprint, okay? And that just gives the paper, the page, some interest. Bit of stamping. Decoupage out of a magazine yesterday. That's why I decided to call the journal Yesterdays. And here I've made a little pocket page that I actually it's like a digital print, I suppose, but I experimented some music paper and popped on a lace fabric, photocopy it, and then I coffee dyed it. And look, and I just noticed it's upside down. So let's hide that very quickly, Irene. Popped on some tickets. Now I had a bit of paper stock. It was an A4 page and had all these tickets on it, and I thought, oh, this will be nice. I can, I can, you know, cut them out, back them onto coffee dyed paper, and then I can use them as tickets because I don't have any of that sort of stuff. And I just punched a hole in it as though it's been used. This is the lid of a Cornetto ice cream cone, as you all know, and my little collage there, paper napkin, tissue paper, and some more of the orange tissue paper. Bit of stamping, a stenciling I should say, paper napkin, and I've just made this on the page. This is an old book page, Cowboy and Indians, but I like the earthy tones, and so I just covered them up with this. Here, beautiful, got this out of a magazine, and I thought, how good was that? Happiness is dreaming the one dream, seeking the one sea. And of course, it's a hidden little tuck spot with this cute little photo with all these really, 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 really cool bathing suits. Collage some napkin, stenciling, music paper. Here I've did a bit of a decoupaged a book page and popped that on the back with the orange music paper. And I just fair bit of collage here. This is wrapping paper, waxed wrapping paper, paper doily, snippet out of a book, and some nice fabric, earthy tone fabric from a magazine because it's got the orange in it. Backed it onto some coffee dyed paper, and I've got a pretty little crochet trim to finish it off. Love this page. Just how it came together by accident, because I had her here and I had nothing here. So I found, I think this was rice paper with this big clock on it. She's, you know, getting stressed. Oh no, 9 o'clock, moment in time. Oh, whatever she's freaking out for. So I did a bit of stenciling, made a tag, bit of collage here, magazine, and this pops in there. And this was the paper that I had, so I've just popped that in there as well. I just love it. Here we go. Love can be a whirlwind. They're off, they're married. Here we go. They go to Paris. And tickets, okay, they need them to go. Did a bit of collage, and I had this airmail paper from a paper pad, and I thought, oh, that lends itself, they're going somewhere, out of a magazine. And just a really cool little paper clip that I made. So there's a few of those in there if you wanted to use them in other projects. Irene, you can. It just goes in there. Just pop that yellow ribbon to go with that beautiful decoupage rose. More decoupage, flip out, a little bit of stenciling, collar, decoupage, lovely little frill I did with the organza ribbon, paper towel that my friend painted, And I've just got this little envelope here, and it's just part of the tuck spot so it won't tear. Little tag, and I used book paper, pattern paper, tissue paper, piece of washi tape, brown paper, and just popped on a little eyelet with this little piece of fabric strip, and that just goes nicely in there. Beautiful cutout from a magazine, orange dress, you know, had to go in here. Another little flip out. This is another paper towel that was actually painted by my friend. Just love what she done with these. And I'll put some wax paper on this page because I wanted that little bit of torn look there. This is out of a magazine from the 1900s, Tasmanian Beach. A little bit for you to read there, Irene. Had this orange paper flower, and I just grunged it up a little bit because it was a bit bright. Magazine, just love this photo. Here I've made a tuck spot, and this is of a placemat, woven placemat, and just love the colour of it. Popped on a tag, finished it off with some lace trim. Here I've made a little bit of collage book paper, and I collaged a napkin over it, snippet of a magazine, and a butterfly cut out as well. And then here I had these white paper bags, and I waxed them to make it look like glassine bags. And I made a big tag here, and this came out of a calligraphy book, and it had all these various you know, calligraphy writing and whatever, so lettering. So I cut that all out and collaged it on 2 pieces of A4 paper at a later date. So I cut a piece off, you know, browned it up a little bit to use this on a tag. I thought that really looked cool, black and white. And I had this little black trim, and then I got this little letter of a magazine dated 1911, and I thought that was pretty cool. So that just goes back in here, and it just goes in here and in here. Again, you can see I use the last piece of napkin, layer of napkin that has that imprint on it, and that's the backing of it. So I got round to that one for not using digitals. Okay, this one here is a bit adventurous. You know, in the days where you used to go out and have a good time, some of the men used to go there and go and check out the dancing girls. And so this is a curtain. It's a beautiful fabric. Flip her up, and there she is. So it's all attached, so you can't take it out. A little bit of sparkly, just a note. And the temperature, I believe, used to get quite hot in those theatre rooms at that time when they used to dance. And I thought that was pretty cool. A little bit of flat back pearl just there. Here I did a collage with 3 various napkins to get this nice earthy tone effect. And that's the middle of the signature. Lovely deep orange paper. I've had this for quite a while. It's from the op shop. And then here's a pocket. Made a little journaling card out of it. This is waxed wrapping paper. Made a little tag. And on the back, I made a little pocket to put a little ticket in. And just gets together with this beautiful vintage lace. And then on the back, again, tuck spot, ticket. And I've just used a bit of more of this other paper that I had left to journal on if you wish to do so. Now the request was to have more ephemera than journaling pages. So I hope this fulfills your request, Irene. Here's a bit of reading for you, mainly because it does have Melbourne in it as well. Okay, I won't go through it. I'll leave it to you for a surprise. It's come out of a magazine. Sydney and Melbourne. Made a little collage here with this cardstock. It was a journaling card that I cut in half and just sort of grunged it up a little bit. Little tag, peach colour tag, scrappy little notepad, and out of a magazine, snippets of lace here and there, doily lace, and I just sort of darkened a little bit with some ink because it was very bright. And this has a pocket as well. Another big journaling card, yesterday and today. That's why I chose the journal to be called Yesterday. On the back, this is a tissue paper that was in some packaging. Hubby always keeps it aside because he knows that I keep it. And a doily. Okay, and that just goes back in here. And here's another collage. Love that. I don't have any more of that left. Again, look at that lovely imprint, okay, of the napkin. One of my paper skins, piece of washi tape that I stitched on, and a feather. I popped in a little feather and a button. And here you've got a couple of tags, okay. This is a little booklet from a journaling card. And in here is another little picture, and this is on fabric, so you can use this in a journal when you're making something. And preserves your youthful beauty. Soap of Luxe. Unbelievable. Here's an altered playing card. And here's another one of those Razzmatazz dancing girls with all the glitter. So I've put on a little bit of glitter here. It's on fabric, and you can probably use that if you want to use it, make a journal, Irene. The other side, here's some more of that napkin. And here I've got a letter and also another paper pad that you just flip up. And I've had this envelope for yonks, and what I did is I actually scrunched it all up and just went over with the ink pad just to get that old look. And I've got this little paper clip that says love, and that just goes on the back. Beautiful. And I'll just rip these pages just to make it look grungy. Here is our memories to Paris. Couple of Melbourne girls. A little postcard that just pops in here. Beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's got a bit of silk in it. I've had this for a long, long time. There's a couple of swatches that I got hold of. Here, a bit of collage with some paper, a magazine. This is a page that I printed out a long time ago, and I've just popped that on there. Bit of collage with the napkin. Here's an altered paper clip, and on the back it holds a pretty green ribbon to go with the green ruffle. Here I've made paper doily, one of my skins, magazine pages, fabric, and necklace. So as you can see, this journal contains all upcycled materials. Here I've made a little belly band, and I found a page, a magazine with lots of big numbers. I was absolutely thrilled. And so I cut all the numbers out, and I used one of these, number 25, got no idea. And this one, Irene, if you don't want to see what it is, look away. I used one of my embossed brown papers, packaging papers, to hold these original papers. This is from the 1949 journal, Australian Home Journal. And I thought I'd share these. I know everybody be saying, why don't you photocopy? I don't. I'm a great believer in sharing some of the originals, or actually most of the originals. So what I've done is, Irene, because these pages are so fragile, the edges, that's why it's in this wrapping paper like that, to keep them safe. Okay, and this is an altered paper clip, just a collage of various things, buttons. This is a mesh to hold the orange bag, the netting. This is a paper towel, and this just pops on the back here to hold it in place. Did a bit of a collage here, fabrics, piece of fabric. This is a paper doll. I have quite a few. I've had quite a few. I've got a couple left that I did about 4 years ago, and I haven't used them, so I've just popped her on here. Okay. Rice paper, this one, and I can't remember who I got this image from, and I just popped on a little pearl bow just there. And on the back is some more of that paper towel. Made a pretty little picture there, got a picture, and I've just made it into a tuck spot. Little postcard just goes in here. More decoupage. Lid of the cornetto cone, ice cream cone, and used another feather just there I'm sorry if I'm rushing, ladies, otherwise I just can't get this video done. Magazine, some beautiful old crochet edging of a doily that I coffee dyed, and then I've got some paper doily just peeking through here. And here, this is from 1920s in Bathurst, New South Wales. Townspeople could chat in the middle of the streets. How cool was that? Okay, it's there. And then I had another one of those tickets. She's obviously getting dressed up to go somewhere. And so it's this one, boarding a ship or a plane. Made a little tag, collage from magazines. And this is out of a book page that I cut out. Getting to the end, a little collage, made a tuck spot, another little ticket, wax doily paper, did a bit of stenciling there, made this beautiful little tag from a couple of book pages, and some tissue paper, some orange fabric, paper towel, book page, and a little stamp. And this is a little cutout and a glue string. There you go, because I used a fair bit of hot glue in this journal. And I just love that napkin. I just like the design of that. On the back, I've just made a, I was going to use it as a tuck spot, but it would have been just too thick. This here is off a button from 1949, I think it was. The lady said it was from a great-grandmother. So it's a button of a shoe. Oh, how cool is that? And a bit of lace. The back, I've made a tuck spot. I done this, was meant to be a cover for a journal, but I used it to make it into a tuck spot. I made this quite a while ago. Paper doily, and I just used another filigree here, and I made a little booklet from a file folder, orange file folder. So fabric, some of more of that green fabric, magazine cut out, and I've just got some random pages and a couple of little tuck spots here and there as well. Just there. So yeah, so I really had fun making it. It was a bit challenging because I think there's a bit more pressure on when you're making a custom order. So you see the back is the dressmaking tissue paper. It's absolutely beautiful. Like I said, it's from a brown paper bag that I padded. And so the cover is nice and squishy. And it just stands up beautifully just like that. All right. And let me have a look at the time. Oh, yes, cool. I've got 3 minutes to go. So, yes, so I do hope you like it. I'll probably be sending this off this week. It's a beautiful day here today in Warrior, New South Wales. We've had a cold night. So, yeah, so I can't remember how many pages. I think there was 15 all up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, 10 pages plus the pockets in the middle. And yes, and it measures, just to give you ladies an idea, it measures 22.5 by 15, which equates to 6 by 9. So it's quite a large journal. So I hope you like the walkthrough of this one. I really enjoy making this style. So I know I sound like a broken record sometimes, but you know, when you find something that you really enjoy, it's just amazing. I would like to make a grungy horse and another steampunk horse, but I've just got to find the time to do it. My garden at the moment is calling me before the heat sets in, and then I'll probably get some more journaling and crafting done. So until next time, you know what you've got to do. Stay safe, stay happy, and thank you for watching, and thank you for your support, and welcome to my new subscribers. Like I said, this will go off to its new home next week. Until next time, happy crafting.